New skincare products are really exciting, right? I mean, I don't know about you, but as soon as I get something new, I'm all about it. Like, I just want to open it up and see what these products can do for me. And if I had my way, if everything was puppies and rainbows, kittens and unicorns, right? Every product that I tried would be amazing. It would just exceed expectations, right? And that's just not often the case. I mean, sometimes there are products out there that are just downright bad, right? But more often than not, it's more that products just underwhelmed you or slightly disappointed you, right? They just really didn't hit the mark. So give this video a big thumbs up because today I want to talk about 4 products that aren't necessarily super bad products, but they are definitely products that were kind of like in that category of wah, wah, right? Products that just really didn't meet my expectations. Products that ended up disappointing me. Okay, so the first product up is one that I feel might be controversial. So let's just get it out of the way, right? So the first product that disappointed me was the I'm From Rice Toner. What? Yeah, guys, this one really did not impress me at all, honestly. I mean, that's why I said, like, this is such a popular product, and I know a lot of you guys out there absolutely love this product. But for me, it just really didn't hit the mark. Now, let me just make a clarification before I state my case about this one. I am not saying that this is a bad product. Actually, there's nothing about this product that I can shade. And trust me, we have some products that I'm about to shade. This ain't one of them. This is all tea, no shade, all truth here. For me, you know what? It just really didn't serve my skin. Using this as a toner, it really wasn't hydrating enough. This texture is quite nice. It's nice and watery, which was surprising, honestly. That white color makes you think it's gonna be thicker, right? Really nice, fluid, watery toner texture. It absorbs on the skin so quickly, and it's actually a really great product for layering. However, as a toner, as my main hydrator in my routine, right, it just didn't really hydrate my skin enough. I have very dehydrated, very thirsty skin. I have high hydration needs, and this just really didn't meet them. Now, I'm not against using 2 toners in one routine and kind of slotting this slightly more like an essence. But in that kind of shifting it over to maybe a slightly more balancing, moisturizing type of product after a really hydrating toner, this really didn't hit the mark for me either. I mean, it wasn't really balancing or nourishing enough for my skin. And it just kind of felt like a very redundant product. It just really didn't feel like it was hard working for me. And ultimately, that's really what my review was. It wasn't enough on either side of the coin to really inspire excitement or spark joy. And that's a big one, right? Products gotta spark joy, and this really just didn't. Now, I will admit, I did buy this particularly for the purpose of doing a this or that between the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner and this rice toner. I think that might have biased me slightly because I have tried the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner way before I tried this toner, and I absolutely love that product. It is so deeply nourishing and conditioning and protective for my skin. While I don't find the Laneige to be a hydrating product, like fully hydrating product, I'll still use it with a toner. It definitely fits that nourishing category, that it plays a strong part in my routine. Comparing the rice toner, which is slightly unfair, by the way, because they're really not similar products. They're both white. I think that's about as far as I could go with that. But kind of having that Laneige in my mind as I was trying this, I think it biased me. And I do question if I had tried the rice toner first, would I have liked it more? But you really can't argue the fact that something just didn't hydrate your skin enough or didn't moisturize your skin enough. No matter what product you're comparing it to, it still didn't do enough for your skin, right? Now let's talk about the Iope Stem 3 Ampule. This is actually not a product that I don't think that I've actually talked about this at all here on YouTube. But if you are a follower of my Instagram, you might have seen me introduce this a couple months ago as something that I was going to be testing. Now, I'm also going to put a warning on this before we get started with the review because this is an ampule that cost $80. $80! That's a lot of money. And so you may find that I am harsher. I am critiquing this much harsher than the other 3 products. And that's true. Yes, I am going to put this under a real critical eye because $80 is a lot of money to me. I'm assuming it's probably a lot of money to you too. So why does it cost so much money? Yeah, I'm definitely going to be ripping this one apart. Spoiler alert. All tea and all shade, right? All shade. All right, so let's start off with this one. It claims to revitalize fatigued and dull skin, and it also claims to use something called peptide liposome technology. Now, Iope is part of the Amore Pacific family of brands, and you know that Amore Pacific really puts a lot of research and development into their products, and then they like to slap a patent on it and make it sound really, really cool. And a lot of what they've done has been quite innovative, but we do need to look at that and take it with a grain of salt when they are claiming all this new technology, right? It's just, that's the name of the game for Amore Pacific. Iope is really considered one of their mid-end brands as well. It's certainly not as high as like the Amore Pacific branded products, but Iope is definitely considered a mid-range brand for them. So that's kind of where some of the pricing is coming into, just so you understand that. Now, let me tell you why I was disappointed with this. The ultimate reason I'm disappointed with it is because it irritated my skin. This irritated my skin. It made it very dry and dehydrated, which ended up making it feel very inflamed. So I actually wasn't able to fully test this product to see if it was actually going to do anything for my skin, unfortunately, because I just couldn't get that far with this product. But let me tell you, this product actually disappointed me before I even put it on my skin. Yeah, let me break it down because there's a couple of reasons why that is. And the biggest one is the ingredients list. The ingredients list is so underwhelming. It's ridiculous. Okay, so first of all, the fourth ingredient that is listed on the ingredients list, meaning it makes up a huge portion of this formula, is alcohol. Yeah, alcohol. Such a hit or miss ingredient in skincare. The one that I'm going to hold responsible for irritating my skin, for drying it out, dehydrating it, most likely was the high alcohol content. Number two, you start to scan the ingredients list and you're kind of trying to look for some of the star ingredients here. And one of the star ingredients is allantoin, which I find to be a great ingredient for wound healing. It's a very skin revitalizing ingredient. It's often touted with a lot of anti-aging benefits. Allantoin is great. That being said, on the whole scale of good, better, best when it comes to ingredients, allantoin is probably more like good, maybe slightly better. It's certainly not the best, and it's definitely a very common ingredient found in tons of K-beauty products. Benton, Snail Bee line tends to use a lot of allantoin in their products. So this is not very impressive. Good, but maybe not that impressive. Okay, so there is one peptide in this ampule. Just one. Which one is it, right? Because as I've said before, not all peptides are made the same, and some can really be incredibly beneficial. So which one, right? Okay, so the peptide that's in here is acetyl tetrapeptide 11. Now, this is actually a fairly exciting peptide, I must admit. This is a peptide that's known to stimulate the proteins that help bind skin cells together. And this means that it's going to have some great anti-aging benefits for the skin, because as your skin cells start to lose adhesion, that's when the signs of aging really start to creep in. So if we can get more adhesion between the skin cells, which is what the peptide in this serum claims to be able to do, and it has shown that in studies that it can boost the adhesion of skin cells. If you can get them to go together a little bit more and bind together better, it will help fight the signs, or really help prevent the signs of aging on the skin. So it's certainly not the best peptide out there, but it's definitely a good peptide. Now, as I said at the beginning of the review, I'm going to be harsher on this based on the price. So let's talk packaging. The bottle itself is actually a heavy glass bottle, really beautifully frosted glass bottle with this blue ombre effect. It's quite a nice bottle. However, why in the world would they just stick a sticker as the logo on this? Like, why? Why did they do that? And as you can see, the name STEM 3 was in really pretty silver reflective print, but it actually rubbed off. Yeah. I mean, like, I have not had this for that long, and the name rubbed off of the chintzy, right, stick-on label to this glass bottle. I mean, ultimately, there are levels of disappointment here. This is just not a product that worked for me. At the end of the day, that's the disappointment. But ingredients list, packaging, the experience of using this, all of the things come together and really, I mean, if any product was made for this video of things that disappointed me, this is it. Okay, so next up was a highly anticipated release from Cosrx. This is their Hydrium line, and the product is the Centella Aqua Soothing Ampule. Now, let me tell you that Cosrx played a huge role in my early skincare journey. You know, this really lined up with what I consider the golden age of Cosrx. We're talking products like the Snail Essence, the Honey and Rice Masks, the AHA and BHA liquids. These are really the products that Cosrx built their excellent reputation off of, right? Unfortunately, maybe this is just more my opinion, but I really feel like the releases, you know, in between then and now have been real mixed bag releases. I mean, very hit or miss products that don't really hold up that reputation that Cosrx earned from the older products. My opinion, I know that can be controversial. Cosrx is a very well-loved brand, but I just feel like they kind of lost their way a little bit in the last 3 years or so. And when they kind of announced the Hydrium line, it felt like they were turning a corner. I mean, they were really focusing on barrier supportive ingredients with just deep hydration. And they also went really fully fragrance free on these products. And they definitely fell into that essential oil rabbit hole throughout the years. But it seems like they're turning a corner from that. This feels like vintage Cosrx. Big lead up, but I want you to understand all of the importance I put on this product, right? The expectation behind this product for me personally. Looking at the ingredients list of this, you guys who love those minimal ingredients lists with just barrier supportive ingredients will get really excited. I mean, it's all about Centella, it's all about panthenol, and it's very minimal, very minimal, which I absolutely adore in products. But there can be a pitfall with minimal ingredients lists, right? They can sometimes be too simple. Really what you want to look for is minimal but effective. And unfortunately, this is just a minimal ingredients list that is simple. Honestly, this product is so underwhelming to me. Now, the texture of this is actually quite surprising for an Ampule texture. This really looks like a toner. It feels like a toner on the skin. It's so thin, it's so watery, it's so runny. And really, watery is the best way to describe this because it looks like water, it feels like water, and it performs like water. Yeah, there's not a lot of benefits here. For something that has so much Centella in it, I'd expect some skin soothing and comforting. I don't really get that from this. There's really no redness control with this, like redness reduction. You know, it has panthenol in it, and yet my barrier doesn't feel like it's being hydrated or protected. Yes, it feels like water, but for being Hydrium, I gotta tell you, for being such a purely hydrating product, it's not really that hydrating. I mean, if the only benefit you're gonna get from this is hydration, it better be a hydration bomb. And in my opinion, it just isn't. I also got to get on my soapbox for just a second and say, you know, in my opinion, serums are one of the most powerful skincare ingredients you can use when it comes to targeting your skin goals. These are going to be products that carry some of the highest concentration of beneficial ingredients. And why would you waste a serum on hydration alone? I mean, if you're really suffering from hydration issues, then obviously that's the number one goal. But like, now is the time to start targeting things like your anti-aging goals or brightening goals, right? Or anti-acne goals. And if you're just going to focus on hydration, you know, if it's going to be simple, it better be done well. And I just can't say that this is. The funny thing about this that I saw on this product is they even recommend that you layer this onto your skin, like put multiple layers of this on your skin. I don't want to be putting my $20 Ampule onto my skin 2 to 3 times just to get the hydration that you promised me. Like, one application, please, right? So goofy. I really can't recommend this. This was so underwhelming. This is like water for the skin, and guess what, guys? Water's free. All right, let's switch gears and talk about a product that has multiple levels of disappointment. So I'm talking about the I'm From Ginseng eye cream. Now, if you guys follow me through Instagram, you know that when I was going through my testing period with this, I was reporting really positive results. I really do enjoy this cream, or I did enjoy this cream. The texture is really what won me over. I mean, it is so silky, rich, luxurious, and nourishing. I mean, really, like, oh, I love this texture. It's so buttery, but it's very rich. This is probably the richest eye cream I've ever used. And honestly, some of the things that we love, rich and nourishing, aren't always the best thing for us. So I actually have, if you got real close up into my eye area, you would be able to see that I have visible sebaceous glands or visible oil glands right here. It just looks like chicken skin, kind of. It's totally normal. This is not Melia, by the way. I went down the Google rabbit hole of what this was called and what it meant, and it's not Melia. But what happened was, after about 2.5 weeks of using this eye cream, that chicken skin actually started to become bumpy. It's always smooth and flat, but it started to become bumpy, and it actually looked like little white heads. And so basically what was going on was this cream was so rich that it was starting to block those oil glands, and that's why I was getting those bumps. So I stopped using the eye cream, and the bumps magically went away on their own. So this was basically clogging my pores, which leads me to believe that if you do suffer from Melia, if you're prone to getting Melia from eye creams, this ain't for you, because if it can block an oil gland, there's a very good chance that it can cause Melia on the eye area. So this just didn't work for me, you know? At the end of the day, it was a disappointment, definitely, because I was enjoying it, and then I had to stop using it, and I had to downgrade it to a neck cream. Good tip for you guys, by the way, any kind of eye cream that didn't work for you or maybe is close to expiring, start using that up on your neck. Anyways, I did promise you that there was another level of disappointment to this cream, and there definitely is, and that has to do with honesty of disclosing proper ingredients. So what had happened was, let's tell the story. What had happened was I purchased this cream under the assumption that it was a fragrance-free product. When they released this summer, it's a fairly new product, I went to look at the ingredients list, right? Show me the ingredients. I'm the ingredients girl. I got to know what it is before I purchase it. And because this ingredients list had no fragrance on it, I bought it, believing it was totally artificial, fragrance-free, and essential oil-free. It does have a scent. It does have a scent, but in my mind, that very likely could have been coming from the extracts, right? That is possible, by the way. You can get a strong scents off of extracts, not fragrance. Well, basically, it turns out that there is fragrance in here, and I'm not exactly sure what happened, how this happened. So the Korean ingredients list, like on the Korean version of the I'm From website, it actually does list fragrance in Korean. So if you can read Korean, I can't. I have luckily some friends who were able to translate it for me, but I can't read Korean, so that meant nothing to me. But in the Korean list, it does say fragrance right at the end. Unfortunately, something happened, and I don't know, I'm not going to accuse anybody of anything that I don't know for sure, but something happened in translation between that Korean list and the English translated list, because the English translated list across so many retailers does not include fragrance at all. So this is appearing to be a fragrance-free product that actually does contain artificial fragrance. Big problem, right? Big problem. Now, the good thing about this whole situation, yeah, I got disappointed, but it did actually help some of the retailers change their ingredients list. But I just want you guys to know, when it comes to this product, and maybe even with this brand, that you might want to do more digging than just looking at one ingredients list on one retailer, because we just can't know if they're going to be accurate or not. And that's just kind of one of the pitfalls of being a international fan, right, of Korean skincare. It's just, we may not always get the full information due to translation issues. But it was such a huge disappointment for me on so many levels. Ultimately, this eye cream just doesn't work for me, so it's okay. But that issue with the ingredients list was like a major disappointment and a major eye opener, by the way. So I hope you guys enjoyed that roundup of some K-beauty products that have disappointed me or underwhelmed me recently. I mean, all tea, sometimes shade, but all truth here, guys. I hope that by sharing my experience, it helps you make a decision about products that might be on your wish list or potentially save you some money. So now it's your turn. I'm really curious to know, what's a product that has disappointed you recently? Let me know in the comment box below. I'll tell you that rice toner was a big disappointment because I was really expecting to love it, and it just really was, it was just okay, right? So if you absolutely love hearing all the tea and sometimes the shade on Korean skincare products, please consider subscribing to my channel. I release 2 new Korean skincare focused videos every single week, and make sure you turn on those notifications so you don't actually miss when I upload the 2 new videos every single week. I hope you guys are having a great day. I cannot wait to see you in the next video, and we will talk soon. Bye guys.